What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Nacho Wrestling. It has been a little longer than normal in between videos, and I want to apologize about that. But the holiday season has been pretty hectic for me this year, and I just really haven't had the creative juices to make content in a minute. With that being said, in today's video, we're going to be handing out some end-of-year grades to AEW and WWE. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the bell to stay up to date on all things Nacho Wrestling. And if this is your first time watching a Nacho Wrestling video, why don't you consider hitting the subscribe button? I'm trying to reach 500 subscribers. Thank you, and let's get on with the video. Let's start with the younger company first, starting with AEW. AEW has had a pretty inconsistent week-to-week show with Dynamite and Collision, but they've still managed to put on at least one or two good matches on each show each week. And this is thanks to the huge signings of Mercedes Moné, Kazuchika Okada, and Will Ospreay. And while all of those signings are major names for the company, they really haven't been able to grasp onto that lasting power that they should have and allow them to elevate the company to a higher level. Another big issue that AEW has faced this year is with their CEO and founder and head booker / writer Tony Khan doubling down on fan interaction on social media. This, along with a myriad of other issues, I feel is one of the main reasons AEW has dwindling viewership numbers. Not only do they see their head writer and leader of the company talking negatively to fans when fans are just trying to air their opinions out, even in a positive way, Tony still finds a way to run it around and spin it around and be like, "You're attacking me! You're attacking me! You're attacking me!" With all that being said, it's okay if someone like a wrestler, say Daniel Garcia or say Darby Allin, were defensive of AEW, like the way Seth Rollins was defensive of WWE back in 2016, 2017. It's okay for an employee, if you will, to talk highly of their company and defend the company they work for, as long as they're happy working there. But when it comes directly from the owner and founder and booker of the company, it makes it seem Bush League and Little League, if you will, compared to WWE. Probably the biggest upside for AEW this year, apart from their huge signings and their great pay-per-view matches, was of course the new Warner Brothers deal that they have, putting them not only in wider audiences and more homes, but also finally getting AEW on streaming with being on Max in 2025. Of course, the caveat being that you still have to pay for the pay-per-views, but at a reduced price. We don't know exactly what that reduced price is as of right now. Could be $45 for the pay-per-view, or it could be $35, could be $25, or they could decide to just make Max more expensive and you get the pay-per-views for free. That's what I would like them to do, personally. The final point for AEW, of course, is the Mox storyline. What seemed to be like a breath of fresh air for AEW and something that they could really chew on and catapult themselves back into a 2021 state has quickly sapped all life and feeling out of the company. And I think I know exactly why. I think when they initially started this story, they knew where they wanted to go with it. They wanted to have a certain somebody lead the Death Riders group. Not necessarily an actual leader, but someone that was their bankroll, their money guy. And of course, we all know that that was more than likely going to be Shane McMahon. And somewhere along the way, they realized, oh, we're not going to get Shane. Either Shane said no, or talks just died down and didn't continue, but Shane didn't come in. It's obvious that they were going to have it be somebody. Mox was referencing that this was bigger than all of us and that this was not their company anymore. But they're not acting like it's his company now. If they were, then there should be some wholesale changes to how AEW is presented if we're going along the ideology that Mox is in charge of the company now since he's world champion. That was my final major point for AEW. They could have had another 2021 and an amazing year with all these amazing signings, feeling similar to when they signed Bryan Danielson and Adam Cole. But due to a lack of cohesion and through lines for week-to-week television, AEW has struggled to capture and cultivate more fans and started to seemingly lose some of their diehard fans over certain business practices as well. With all that being said, the overall grade for AEW in the year 2024 is going to be a C. Moving on to the WWE. 2024 was set up to be an absolute stellar first half of the year for WWE, and with a possibility of the second half being a little slower and a little less interesting. they were able to turn it around and they were able to have a full 2024 of fun and exciting action. More superstars are getting used now more than ever, from the women's division down to the men's division, main card and undercard, and even the tag division as well. WWE also started working with and acknowledging other companies that exist outside of their universe, like TNA and GCW. Yes, these relationships were very one-sided, with TNA, for example, sending over their best and brightest top talents in Jordan Grace and Joe Hendry to NXT, and then NXT sent over Charlie Dempsey, which, don't get me wrong, Charlie Dempsey is a fucking hooper, but it did seem very one-sided for the longest time. On the other hand, you have GCW and WWE working together on a very sporadic basis, but you had the likes of Shayna Baszler at Bloodsport, and I believe Lola Vice or one of the NXT girls went to GCW and competed in Bloodsport as well. But I know Shayna was at one. And depending on how you look at this statement, this could be a positive or a negative. But WWE made a lot of money this year. From the highest grossing WrestleMania all the way to the highest grossing arena show, they are breaking record after record after record, and 2025 looks like it's going to be the exact same thing. A huge con for WWE this year, no pun intended, was of course that there's not enough wrestling on the premium live events. There's too many recaps and promo packages in between the matches, too much downtime in between the matches, talking with commentary, plugging ads, doing all this, reading all these ad reads, and doing all this boring stuff when they could just give more runtime to the matches, or at least space them out a little more or less, I guess. While it's obvious that WWE has implemented a lot of new philosophies and new business practices since shedding the dead weight of Vince McMahon, they have been on a steady incline and only seem to be going higher. And of course, there were the occasional stories that dragged on for a little too long. Judgment Day. But 2024 will go down as one of WWE's best years ever, along with the likes of 2016 and even 1998. With all that being said, the overall grade for WWE in 2024 is an A-. Could they have gotten an A? Sure. But I don't want to seem like a WWE stan, because I'm not. I like both companies. I think both companies had a lot of great stuff this year. From AEW's pay-per-view matches, Hangman and Swerve's feud that led into 2023 and 2024, Swerve's title run, Bryan Danielson's win at All In, all these amazing moments. It's just the stories from week to week aren't the greatest thing. But at the end of the day, that's not what AEW is about. AEW is about the wrestling. WWE is about the story. If you want one, go watch one. If you want both, watch both. Do what you want. That is it for today's video. Please let me know what you guys thought about it down in the comments below. Do you agree or disagree with my grades? What am I kidding? This is the internet. Of course you fucking disagree with me. Let me know what grades you would give AEW and WWE down in the comments below. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell to stay up to date on all things Nacho Wrestling. And I will see you guys next time.